Welcome back to Social Too Real. Today's video topic, stay single. You will get catfished. Now, what do I mean by you will get catfished? Well, a lot of you guys that are still dating in today's market, you guys are meeting women on these social media dating platforms. You guys aren't meeting them in person. But just because you meet them in person doesn't mean you can't get catfished. More on that later in the topic. So stay tuned and I'll explain why. But if you guys are meeting them on these social media dating platforms, you will see that it's deception at its finest. What you see is often what you don't get. And that's the new norm in today's market when it comes to dating, especially on these online dating apps. Let me show you exactly what I mean that you can expect when meeting these type of women. Now, this is something that you can expect when you're using these online dating apps or meeting women on social media. What you see is what you often don't get. She will show you this and she'll look like this when the makeup comes off. Deception at its finest. So when you get fatfished, a girl sends you pictures, videos, camera angle shots from the neck up. You go to meet her in person for your first date and you're looking around. He hops in your car. This is what you can expect. A lot of these modern mindset women that you meet on these dating apps or social media are going to judge you. They think they look like this. Well, they think they're 8, 9s, and 10s when really they look like this in real life. So she's not judging you by how she really looks. She's judging you on how she looks like with those makeup, camera angles, and filters. Don't be deceived. She really is this. She really is just average, or sometimes below average. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to tell you guys the truth. I understand the truth may hurt sometimes. It's hard to find women that are in their natural state. It's hard to find women that don't wear a lot of makeup, don't use filters, or don't use camera angles. Now, I'm not saying that all women that wear makeup, use camera angles, or filters is anything wrong. Because sometimes makeup, as long as it's done properly, can just enhance what you already have. Filters, when adjusting the lighting, can enhance what's already there. Camera angles, as well, can also enhance what's already there. My problem with this is when it's used to fool somebody and trick somebody who they really are not and who they pretend to be. It's like wearing a mask. That mask is not you. That mask is a false perception of who you are. When women do this, a lot of the times they expect the man to be perfect. They talk about how a man is fake. No real man, he ain't this, he ain't that. But when you look at them, nothing about them is real. Their hair, their eyelashes, their makeup, their lips, their butts, their tits, everything is fake nowadays. It's all artificial. How can you expect a man to be real when you are not real yourself? How can you call a man not real when you're not real yourself? It is so crazy to me. So if a woman is just using filters, makeup, and camera angles to just enhance her beauty, by all means, respect that. When you're trying to change who you really are, and on top of that, to add insult to injury, you want to have these high demands when really you're just average. You're trying to look for above average. When I have a problem, because a lot of those average guys should be dating you, but they can't because you have false perception of who you are. You are a make-believe person. You are living in a fantasy world. I'll tell you one time, I met this girl, and I actually met her in person. So if you don't think you can get catfished by meeting people in person, let me tell you, we went on a date, but we talked for 2 weeks. FaceTime back and forth. Everything was cool. Nice body, cute face. We went on our first date. It was dinner and a movie. She came back to my house for a nightcap. I was downstairs and she's like, let me go freshen up. Let me shower. Let me get ready for you. I'm like, okay, cool. She goes upstairs, takes a shower. She comes back down, and I swear to God to you, she came out that shower and she came downstairs and she went like this and I turned around. I thought somebody broke into my house. Wig came off, the makeup came off, It was a completely different woman. Now, mind you, I will give credit when credit's due. She still looked cute. I still smashed. If she would have presented herself in her natural way, she would have still been cute. But because of the night and day difference, it was a shocker. And that's the problem that these women need to understand. You don't need makeup to feel pretty. You don't need this or that to feel pretty. Be in your natural state and somebody will appreciate you for you. When you give false perception of who you are, that is where it's the problem. It's not necessarily how you look that's the problem. It's the deceitfulness, the lies, the person you pretended to be. Because in our minds, we had an image of how you looked. And when you showed up and you changed and you transformed and turned into something completely different where you evolved into a monster, but it's only a monster because of what you showed us before. As soon as the makeup comes off, you can still get catfished. I've had girls take off girdles. If you guys know what that is, the thing that keeps their stomach out. We was about to get ready to do the thing. She starts getting undressed and takes off this thing and I was just like, wow, where did that come from? Crazy. And just imagine if a guy was to do some crazy shit like that, right? Not only would he get clowned on, call an Uber, she'd call her friend to come pick her up. It would be over for that guy if he tried to false present himself the way a lot of these women false perceive themselves. But they expect us to accept them how they look before and after. But you can't accept a man for being average as well when you yourself are average. The irony behind that is insane. So, fellas, if you think that meeting women on these social media platforms, whether they look so beautiful, like they got all this makeup on, they got all these glamour shots, and when you see her in person, chances are she's not going to look like her photos. It's very rare. What you get is what you see in today's time. Now, like I'm going to say again, doesn't mean that natural is not beautiful. I prefer my women natural, plain Jane. I don't like a lot of makeup. I don't like fake this or fake that. I don't like none of that. I'd rather have somebody that's natural and average. That's my preference. I believe a lot of guys can stand on that and agree with me. They say we like girls more that are more on the natural side, regardless of how cute or how pretty she is, because at the end of the day, regardless of the looks, it's all about the mindset. So if the mindset ain't there, it doesn't matter how pretty the woman is. It's at the end of the day, it's a deal breaker. That's why a lot of times with this catfish stuff, it's not necessarily how they look for a lot of guys. It's more of the deceitfulness and the lies that turns a lot of guys off. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of guys that will still smash no matter how they look. Some guys will take a girl, doesn't matter how she looks, as long as her personality is cool. Like I said, a lot of times these girls don't have to lie who they are, but they've been told lies that they have to look a certain way in order to be pretty. And that's a takeaway about all this video. It's not just about making fun of women about this or that. It's not even about that. What it's about is where we've come in life, how people have to lie just to get somebody to like them. And not only on top of that, but not only are they a lie, but the man that they want doesn't even exist because that man is a lie because it's a fantasy. It's hard to find honest people in today's time, male or female. Suggestion, my advice, until things get better, stay single. If you do find somebody, you do have somebody solid that's in your life, that's good, all well rounded, hold on to that person. For those that are in relationships that are thriving, I salute you. For those that are in marriages that don't have any problems, I salute you. But those that are single and worried and scared that they can't find nobody, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it, because at the end of the day, being single, as long as you're putting energy and efforts on yourself and growing yourself and making yourself better, at the end of the day, your life will get better. So stay off these dating apps, stay off social media, and remember, don't get catfished. Sosa Too Real. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. and I'll see you guys on the next one.